When people say long-term care Medicaid, when I refer to long-term care Medicaid, what do I mean? And it's a very fair question that we'll be addressing in this video. It's important to understand that the word Medicaid, the term Medicaid, refers to multiple different programs. It's like an umbrella term, right? It's not one thing. When someone tells me that they're on Medicaid, my next immediate question is, which Medicaid? Because there's like lots of different flavors, right? There's one Medicaid program for minor children, for pregnant women, for kids aging out of the foster care system. There's Medicaid that's just for those who are aged or disabled who need health insurance. There's Medicaid for those who are just on Medicare and need help paying their Medicare Part B premiums, right? These are all different Medicaid programs that have different asset and income and eligibility thresholds. That's not what I'm referring to when I'm referring to long-term care Medicaid. When I refer to long-term care Medicaid, what I'm referring to is three particular programs, three different programs in the state of Florida. The first program, I'm going to start at the highest level of care, which is skilled nursing facility. That Medicaid long-term care program is referred to as ICP, or Institutional Care Program. That's for those in rehab, skilled nursing facility, commonly what's known as a nursing home, right? And in that program, Medicaid pays for the full cost of the nursing facility, less my client's income. They only get to keep what's called a $160 personal needs allowance. But otherwise, my client's income is going to pay for this facility. It might have to make its way through a Miller Trust first. That's the subject for a different video. But it's all going to wind up at the facility except the $160. And then Medicaid pays for the difference for the cost of a semi-private room, which averages out to be $10,000 to $11,000 per month. If you're in South Florida, it winds up being $11,000, $12,000, $13,000 per month. So it's a really, really good deal. Now, there's one exception to that income rule, which is in a nursing facility, if my client is married and they have a community spouse who is not in a nursing home, there are sometimes ways to divert a portion of their income to allow the healthier community spouse to be able to remain sufficient if they're dependent on the institutionalized spouse's income. But that's, again, video for another time. So ICP is the long-term care Medicaid program in a nursing home, rehab, skilled nursing facility setting. Now, next level down is a different Medicaid program that's referred to as the Medicaid Waiver Program, also sometimes referred to as Home and Community-Based Services Medicaid, okay? That is for folks who are either in an assisted living facility, which is different than a nursing home, or in a home care setting, right? They want to age in place in their own home with home health care for as long as possible. Now that is, again, separate from ICP, that's the Medicaid Waiver Program. Medicaid Waiver will pay for home health care or pay for a portion of an assisted living facility bill that accepts Medicaid. There are many nice facilities that accept Medicaid, but they don't all do. Nursing homes, as an aside, all have to accept Medicaid. There's no such thing as a Medicaid nursing home. They're all Medicaid nursing homes from the best to the worst, which is nice because you don't have to compromise on quality of care if you find availability in the nursing home of your choice, because they all have to accept Medicaid. That is not the case with assisted living facilities. Many fine facilities do, but they don't have to. In an ALF setting that accepts Medicaid, there are really two components to the bill. There's the rent, and then there is the level of care. Medicaid does not pay the rent. They only pay for the level of care portion of the bill. So my client's income may not be enough to cover everything that they need, which is why Medicaid planning is even more important, because if we can move some assets aside to help pay for what their income doesn't cover, all the better. Helps them afford a nicer facility, helps them afford a higher level of care, higher quality of life, which is all very, very important. Then if they want to remain at home, of course, they're not interested in ALF until they absolutely have to be. If they want to remain at home, Medicaid will pay for a certain number of hours per week of home health care. There's no minimum, there's no maximum. It's supposed to be what my client needs to remain at home safely. So that doesn't always work out that way, and sometimes we have to fight with Medicaid to get them to pay what they're supposed to pay, but ultimately home health care, it will at least help pay for a significant portion of their home health care needs. Now, if you're anywhere in the state of Florida or thinking about moving to Florida, please give us a call. We're happy to help. If you found this video useful, please give it a thumbs up. Please share it. Please subscribe to the channel. Help me get good information out to Floridians everywhere regarding all things Medicaid planning, estate planning, or probate administration. And thank you very much for watching.